Christian Pulisic. Pulisic, arguably the face of the United States men's national team, the 5th most goals scored in national team history for the Milan man. Center referee is Nick Walsh. He sounds the whistle, and we are officially underway in Charlotte, North Carolina, between the United States and Senegal, who are in the all-green U.S. in the red and white striped kits. Indiata will throw it back in. The United States pushing that ball out of play right at the opening kick to get that defense set. And they are trying to force early on Senegal into some issues. Battling on this near touchline. Anthony Robinson able to get a foot in and knock that ball out of play. It will ultimately be a United States throw-in. The United States 16th in the latest FIFA rankings. They are coming off the backs of back-to-back friendly losses. A 5-2 defeat at the hands of Belgium. A 2-0 loss against Portugal. Ream trying to go forward with that one. In many ways, a dress rehearsal of what one might expect for the United States once the matches count toward the standings in Group D. They are without the services of Chris Richards, the Crystal Palace defender, coming off a victory in the UEFA Conference League final mere days ago, staying back in Atlanta, rehabbing an ankle injury. It's turned over by Pulisic, and on the move comes Senegal under the direction of Pape Thiaw, who was appointed manager in 2024. Fighting for space is Ricardo Pepi, the PSV Eindhoven man, able to win a whistle from Nick Walsh. There is Mauricio Pochettino, appointed manager in September of 2024, the former Chelsea manager. The U.S. knocking on the door early, knocked away for a clearance. Ream able to find Robinson ahead. He'll get it back on this left wing. Pulisic will tuck it back inside, looking for the give and go. Rounding the corner is Pulisic. He'll touch it in front. An emergency clearance by Senegal. And Ream will pick the pieces up. There is Tyler Adams, AFC Bournemouth midfielder, is number 4 in red and white for the United States. 62 total appearances in his career for the English side. They do get Adams back, missed back-to-back friendlies during that March window due to an injury. Threaded ahead, here's Gio Reyna. Reyna lays it off. Now swung over, it's Adams, the former Red Bull New York man. Adams wants to go back over to that wide flank. Move is the United States, looking for that cross in, takes a hefty deflection off the defender in Ismail Jacobs, who is down. Quickly back to his feet, and that's a welcome sign for the Senegal side. Jacobs, an important player for the Teranga Lions. Current Galatasaray left back. Was acquired initially via a loan in 2024, transfer made permanent in 2025. 62 appearances across the last few seasons in Galatasaray, as Mori Diaw will roll it back out and play is back underway. Now we get a whistle for a foul. That'll bring things to a stoppage. Senegal back in the World Cup for the 3rd consecutive World Cup. They reached the knockout stage by winning Group B. Rather, reached the World Cup by winning Group B in the CAF qualifications. Went unbeaten in 10 group stage matches, 7 victories, 3 draws. finished second in Group A back in the 2022 World Cup. Just a point off the pace of ultimate group winners, the Netherlands. Diatta, the AS Monaco defender, resets things. And here is Abdoulaye Seck. Under some duress, Diaw trying to put that one forward, ends up putting it out of play. So far, Mauricio Pochettino liking what he's seeing from the defensive aspect of this contest for the United States. They have had some success speeding Senegal up, forcing them into some early turnovers. Here's Ream. Adams dropping into that pocket of space, and now the United States going forward. Options for Ricardo Pepi. Reyna now. And Sebastian Berhalter, the Vancouver Whitecaps midfielder, recycling that ball. In good form, Berhalter has 7 goals, 7 assists in 19 appearances. Here's Pulisic, full head of steam. Pulisic puts it in front and it's in! Captain America threading the needle to Serginho Dest, and the United States on the board inside 10 minutes, 1-0. It's a well-worked team goal here for the United States. They've had success early on creating these triangles on the touchlines. Pulisic just getting in behind that back line, and an easy tap in for Dest. All set up, though, by that give-up from Ricardo Pepi. On the turn, finding Pulisic in behind. Not much you can do if you're Mori Diaw, and it is a dream start for the United States in front of a raucous Charlotte crowd. Third goal of Dest's international career. He's earned 37 caps in his national team career for the United States since making his debut back in 2019. Number 2 in red, white, and blue. He and Christian Pulisic, throughout the years, they have had good combinations. It was Dest who assisted Pulisic on the goal in the 2022 World Cup against Iran that helped punch the United States ticket to the knockout stage. Pulisic returning the favor now here in 2026. This is a United States team that they will head into the World Cup very battle-tested. This will be their 11th straight contest against teams who qualified for the 2026 World Cup. Steered back to Matt Turner. The United States having some issues here clearing these lines, and now space to move here for Tim Ream. In their last 9 matches, though, the United States 4 wins, 4 losses, and a draw against teams that will be in the field for the 2026 World Cup. Trying to carve an opening there was Ibrahim Mbaye, the Paris Saint-Germain man, rather, unable to win a whistle. The angle straight away on this free kick as Lamine Camara and Ismail Jacobs both sizing up. It'll be Camara lofting this into a crowd and attacking the header. It is Alex Freeman, the Villarreal man, coming over from Orlando City at the beginning of 2026. A highly touted transfer for Orlando City of Major League Soccer. Diatta gives it back over to Ndiaye. Ndiaye born in France, but capped here by the Senegal side, and now we get a whistle. Robinson had jumped the passing lane, ended up getting toppled there. Keep an eye right here in the middle of your screen. It's been just 28% possession so far for Pape Thiaw's Senegalese side. Still searching for their first shot in this contest. Meanwhile, the United States, it's been one-way traffic on this end. Pocket picked officially by Tyler Adams. A short-lived spell of possession for the United States. And it's back up this near touchline, intercepted by the captain, Ream. McKenzie, 22 in red, white, and blue. He won it back just a moment ago for the U.S. And now here is Tim Ream. So just yesterday that it was such an honor to be named captain of this United States men's national team. There is Pape Thiaw, not just a manager for the Senegalese side, but was also a part of that 02 World Cup squad as a player. 16 career international caps for Senegal. 5 international goals. Running in behind, here's Senegal. Out comes Matt Turner. Pleading for a whistle are the Teranga Lions, and they won't get one. Sadio Mane was taken down as Turner had come out, and now back the other way comes the United States. Nick Walsh, you see him animated, the wave of the arms. Protests go unheard from Senegal. There's a Senegal side that during World Cup qualification, they were perfect from the penalty spot. Continuing to beg for what they felt like was an errant tackle in the penalty area. Meanwhile, it is the United States, and Gio Reyna probing again. Give and go, back wide, trying to connect with Alex Freeman. And a well-timed challenge will send that out for a throw-in to the United States. A look at it again. They play Mane through the captain, and out comes Turner. And you see that reverse angle there. Didn't make a lot of contact with the ball, and now Tyler Adams for the United States getting mixed up a bit with Sadio Mane. One more look at it. You see the arms of Turner, those bright red gloves, trying to make a grab at that ball. Ended up grabbing at the ankles of Mane. United States team playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of fluidity right now against this Senegalese side. The U.S. mentioned the statistic earlier, 4 wins, 4 losses, and a draw against squads that have qualified for the 2026 World Cup so far in their last 9 matchups. Back ahead, here's Pulisic, able to settle it on the move. Pulisic on the turn, the layoff Berhalter. His effort won't make its way through. Adams out wide. It's Ricardo Pepi roaming around and just couldn't settle that ball. Change of possession will occur via the throw-in. Well, 4 wins, yes, for the United States in their last 9 against World Cup teams. They have only won 1 match in their last 20 tries against FIFA top 15 ranked nations. That, of course, is excluding Mexico. 1-12-7 overall in their last 20. That lone win against Uruguay back in 2025. The turnover, trying to jumpstart this Teranga Lions side. Senegal and Sadio Mane, they go forward with it. Trying to pull this one back in front, put toward goal, and it's cleared over the bar by Nicholas Jackson. The Chelsea striker, recently recalled from his loan to Bayern Munich, couldn't finish this on the doorstep. Sharif Njai able to find him through a world of traffic in front of Matt Turner, and it stays a 1-0 advantage to the United States. Mamadou Sarr will play it forward. Spent some time on a loan with Racing Strasbourg. Currently plays for Chelsea. Came over at the start of the 2025 English Premier League season. Speaking of English Premier League, a look at Sadio Mane captaining this Senegal side. Spent time in the Premier League in his own right. Liverpool, Southampton. Currently now in the Saudi Arabian Premier League with Al Nassr. 129 appearances for Sadio Mane in the Saudi PL since joining that club in 2023. Going vertically now is Senegal. And Matt Turner will let that one roll out of play. It will be a goal clearance for Turner. Back in New England is Matt Turner after starting his career in Major League Soccer with New England Revolution. Turner loaned back to the Revolution toward the tail end of the 2025 calendar year, just before the 2026 Major League Soccer season kicked back off. Turner and Matt Freese have both shared time in goal throughout international friendly competitions. Turner got the start against Belgium. It was Freese who got the starting nod from Mauricio Pochettino in the 2-0 loss against Portugal. Forward the United States go again. Trying to unlock some of that verticality that has become known to do over the last few years under Mauricio Pochettino. Get the most of this athletic squad that Pochettino has. We get a whistle for a foul against Christian Pulisic as Diatta taken down. The native of Dakar, Senegal, Crépin Diatta, back in the fold for Senegal. He's been an important player, 59 international caps after his debut in 2019. Played all 90 minutes, number 15 in green, in 7 of his last 8 international appearances for Senegal. Beautiful afternoon for football on the East Coast and in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great crowd on hand. They've been treated, from the United States perspective, to a fast and flying start for one of the host nations in the 2026 World Cup. A 7th-minute goal from Serginho Dest, the difference maker. Early ball in, it's Pulisic rounding the keeper. It's 2-0. Pulisic, a 2-goal contribution day, and the United States flying in Charlotte. Just acres of space to run in behind. This is a good ball to lead the way by Ricardo Pepi, and Christian Pulisic doing the rest. Senegal just don't have the numbers back, and Christian Pulisic able to turn right past Mori Diaw. Eyes up all the way from Pepi, the former MLS Young Player of the Year during his time with FC Dallas. The 33rd career international goal for Christian Pulisic. He entered this contest 5th all-time in the country's history. 13 minutes after the United States go, they double their lead, and they have their eyes on perhaps a third. The U.S. right now executing Mauricio Pochettino's game plan at a very high level. They love these roaming attackers. Pochettino giving them freedom to just roam and create. We've seen a lot of that so far for the U.S., who've been able to get in behind that final line of defense of Senegal time and again. It is a United States team that, heading into the World Cup, they do have some questions to answer about this roster in terms of who, aside from their traditional heavy hitters like Weston McKennie, like Christian Pulisic, will step up. Patrick Agyemang, the former Charlotte FC man, now with Derby County, not a part of the squad, suffered a torn Achilles back toward the tail end of the EFL Championship season. Johnny Cardoso, the La Liga man, having surgery, putting him out for the World Cup. No Tanner Tessman selected, no Diego Luna selected. Berhalter going to ground. It'll be a whistle for foul against Sebastian Berhalter. Christian Pulisic having quite a day so far for the United States. Just 3 minutes ago, taking that feed from Ricardo Pepi and slotting it past Mori Diaw. The front three have been working so far today for Mauricio Pochettino's side. We've already seen Dest, Pulisic, and Pepi get on the score sheet, be it goals and an assist. We have a hydration break in effect here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is a warm one. Pochettino taking over for Greg Berhalter after Berhalter moved on. Appointed in September of 2024. Spent time across 2 seasons with Chelsea in the English Premier League, and he has since come in and breathed some new life into this United States men's national team. 13 wins all time as the manager of the U.S. men's national team. Senegal staring down a 2-0 deficit at the moment. Goals conceded in the 7th and 20th minutes. This is a Senegal side that named their preliminary roster days ago for the 2026 World Cup, a 28-man roster. By tomorrow's cut line, they must drop down to 26 players. So a chance for Pape Thiaw to get a real feel of who he wants to include on that final World Cup roster. They will have one more World Cup tune-up against Saudi Arabia on the 9th of June. "12 players for Senegal returning from the 2022 World Cup. For the United States, it is 13 players back from the 2022 World Cup. 67% of the matches played return each of their 3 goal scorers during the World Cup 4 years ago are back. A little bit of jockeying for position after several whistles from Nick Walsh. There are plenty of new faces on this United States men's national team World Cup squad compared to the 2022 team. Out it goes. It'll be a throw for Senegal. Coming up on a half hour elapsed. A 2-0 lead for the United States, who have the only 2 shots on target this contest has seen. And they've spent a majority of the time in the opposition half. Just 19 passes completed by Senegal in the attacking half of things. Meanwhile, 90. Really underscoring what has been a wonderful start for Mauricio Pochettino's side. Trying to fight through challenges. Diarra ended up going down. A sharp angle on this free kick. Galatasaray man Jacobs goes short, looking for Mane near the spot. He goes down, and the United States an opportunity to break out. Early ball ahead. Berhalter able to settle. Now from distance, Freeman's effort won't make its way through. Thumped back along by Gio Reyna. But in front toward goal, and Mori Diaw able to see that one in all the way. Four career international caps since his debut in 2023 for this Senegal side. Was born in France. Trying to straddle that near stripe was Abdoulaye Seck. And instead, it's a turnover, promptly thrown in. On the turn, it's Pepe. Each shot across the face of goal will fall all the way through. Diatta leading the way in for Senegal, connecting with Iliman Ndiaye. Ndiaye shuffling. He'll peel this one back. Patience shown right now by Senegal. Stepping up from distance. That'll go wide. A well-taken effort. Ultimately set up off the feet of Ibrahim Mbaye. Going wide of that near stick. Senegal, though, starting to find themselves and grow into this contest as we reach the half-hour mark elapsed in Charlotte. The Senegal side who come into this 2026 World Cup, a lot of ambition. Their manager Pape Thiaw saying earlier in May that he believes that he and this Senegal side can win a World Cup. Pulisic flashes this cross in, falls through. That is where Berhalter picks up the pieces, curled back inside, it's settled and deflected. Robinson almost making it 3. United States, they have been so difficult to stop so far in this opening 45 minutes, and a big reason why they continue to get into those dangerous areas. Already the United States with 10 touches in the penalty area, including that from Robinson. It sets the United States up with a corner. They go the short route in, headed back along, and Dial will let that one roll out. Going back to Pape Thiaw, it was after one of their friendlies back in March that he told the local media in attendance that if I even doubted for 1 second that I couldn't win a World Cup with Senegal, then I would step aside. A remarkable statement there, showing the confidence he has in this squad. They have been one of the more dangerous teams in the last few World Cups, reaching the round of 16 in the 2022 World Cup. They do open their World Cup journey with France, a team that arguably one of the favorites to perhaps capture the World Cup in 2026. A real litmus test to open the group stage for Senegal. Asking questions of the Lions of Teranga. And ultimately it caroms back to the feet of Matt Turner, who will settle things. Mane leading the charge. Dispossessed by Sebastian Berhalter. United States trying to settle in on it, and now we get another whistle from Nick Walsh. Diatta will throw it back in to resume play for Senegal as it's laid back off to Diatta. They have had some issues negotiating through this press of the United States in this opening half hour. Flying in for the header down, and now a delayed whistle. Ibrahim Mbaye shown a foul from our center referee. Flying in at the last moment there and colliding with Sebastian Berhalter, who was slow to peel himself up off this turf surface in Charlotte. Turner goes forward with it, headed back along by Robinson. And then we get another whistle as Gio Reyna will muscle the man down for Senegal. Up ahead and in behind. Senegal will put it in front. They had a late arriving Njai streaking right in front of Matt Turner, who's able to cut that one off. Since around that 25th minute, 5 minutes after Senegal went down a second goal, they have started to find a little bit more consistency in their attack, and here it's turned over. In on goal is Senegal, and it's parried away by Turner. Njai's effort stopped, and it will be a corner. Given away in the defensive half by the U.S., and Matt Turner able to bail the United States out with his first save of the contest. The United States did give up a corner goal in their friendly against Belgium, the 5-2 loss. This swung to the back post, headed down, and Pulisic will thump this one clear of danger. Back Senegal comes. It's Sadio Mane putting it in front again, and it's kicked out by Matt Turner. Corners now for Senegal, 2. Both of them coming in the last 65 seconds. And then Kamara will have this service first, though. Pushing and shoving there inside that 6-yard box. And that is where Nick Walsh wants to have a quick chat with Sebastian Berhalter and Nicholas Jackson. Kamara to take, in swinging, ball falling through, and out it goes. Glancing header along from Pulisic. They try to lay it back off that pocket of space in the middle. Midfield is an area that Papetier, manager of this Senegal side, he tries to create. His tactical ideology is to try to create a lot of overloads through the midfield. The United States have been able to bypass it with some success early. Here's Pulisic cutting back to his right, and his effort denied. One back high up the pitch. It's Pulisic once more. A goal and an assist already. Lofted back stick over the head of Ricardo Pepi, and Senegal able to come away unscathed. Pulisic, he's played with a little bit of extra fire underneath his wings to open this contest. Had the assist on the opener in the 7th minute, got his goal in the 20th. Good header down. Joining the attack now is Njai. Njai will give it back to Jackson. A cross goal, but out the other side. Senegal have really started to find some options in the wide areas. And that is a real calling card for the Senegalese side under Thiaw. Not just that midfield area, but creating a lot of width. They want to use those advancing fullbacks. Turner under duress, able to give it forward, but ultimately away, and out of play it goes for a Senegal throw. Baye, he'll switch it over to the near side. Diatta now. 17 goal contributions in his Monaco career. Forward and ahead, whipped across goal, and knocked out of play by the late arriving Serginho Dest. They'll stay on this end of things. A corner developing for Senegal, their third of the day. The 22-year-old Kamara, he's been the trigger man on all their set pieces. His in-swinging ball first met by the United States, and Senegal will reset this all the way back. Come forward, Sadio Mane, he'll pull up. Won't run that ball down. And the United States will have another goal clearance. The U.S., they have really stifled Senegal so far in this first half, utilizing Pochettino's aggressive defensive block. It's also helped them when they do have numbers high up the pitch, force a few turnovers in that defensive half of Senegal. Takes an awkward carom off the hand of Sebastian Berhalter. Reina trying to fight through a crowd and ultimately tripped up. It will be a free kick for the United States. Played into the path of Dest. A little bit of tightrope that touchline. There's Mark McKenzie, 27 career international caps after his debut in 2020. It's turned over by the United States, and speeding forward with it. Played into the path forward, and it's past Matt Turner and in. A lifeline for Senegal, 2-1. The captain coming up most when Senegal needed him, Sadio Mane. Habib Diarra really setting this up. And look at that run from Sadio Mane. Just across the face of those defenders, getting them crossed up and slotting it past Matt Turner. The opener for Senegal, and a much-needed goal at that. The back half of this first 45 has been marked by spells of extended possession for Senegal, and they finally have their goal to show for it. Momentum in the favor of Senegal, and now here they come off the United States turnover. This cross swung to the back post. Overhit, and the United States will clear it away, at least for the moment. Here's Dest. Robinson will head it back forward off the goal clearance from Dion. Here's Pulisic trying to carve an opening. Knocked off the ball initially, looking to feed it back to him. It was well defended once again by Lamine Camara. Able to turn that one away from danger. Here's Diarra now. Stops, then starts again. On the move, he feeds Njai. Njai hesitates and connects with the late arriving Diarra. Nifty move there from Pepe initially to get around that first defender. Now they'll feed it back to Ricardo Pepi. Flag stays down. Up ahead, it's the United States and Serginho Dest weaving in, out and back in. In front, it's Ricardo Pepi. Nick Walsh whistling for the stoppage. Mauricio Pochettino looking for the explanation. You see it there once more. Serginho Dest able to stay onside, and that will bring about the United States a 2-1 lead as we enter the halftime intermission in Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 goals in the span of 13 minutes for the United States. It was a goal in the 44th for Senegal to give them life heading into the break. 2-1 is where we stand through 45 minutes of play in Charlotte, North Carolina. The whistle sounds from Nick Walsh, and we are officially back underway for the second 45 minutes. That ball knocked across the end line. It will be a corner to open up this second half for Senegal, who really grew into those first 45 minutes. After around the 25th, 26th minute range, it was Senegal who started to find longer spells of possession, more passes completed in the opposing half. This cross swung in and nodded away by Tim Weah. One of a number of changes at the half for Mauricio Pochettino, who elects to bring in Malik Tillman, the aforementioned Weah, Weston McKennie on, Max Arfston on, as well as Christian Roldan and Joe Scally. Here come the United States. Playing Weah into space, the Juventus man. Senegal, meanwhile, they make 3 changes. Malik Diouf on. Joining him, Mamadou Mbao. And Senegal bringing off Abdoulaye Seck, as well as Ismail Jacobs. We've had a couple important passes, as well as Lamine Camara, who was the point person on their set pieces in the first half. Played into the path of Mane. That diagonal ball through a crowd, and it's deflected out. Another corner. Papagayi, the other of the three changes for Pape Thiaw at the half. Diatta to take from the near flag. Goes the short route into Mane. And this whipped into the crowd, deflected away by the United States off the boots of Weston McKennie. One of those second half changes for the United States, and it'll stay on this end. Consecutive corners now for Senegal. During the Cup of Nations play, they had no shortage of set pieces. 18 corners generated. Hit this from distance, a bit too long gathering, and now the United States can break out here. Quickly canceled out defensively by Senegal. With the Senegalese team going to that back three today, starting out with three across the back. It puts a heavy emphasis on rest defense for Pape Thiaw's team. This played back through toward goal, and it's in! Folarin Balogun makes it 3 for the United States. Starting the second half like they began the first. Now 4 goals in his last 9 international friendly appearances for the United States. 20 in red and white. Taking the feed and firing it past Mori Diaw. It has been a suffocating counter press for the United States against Senegal, and the U.S. making the Teranga Lions pay time and again. Play that ball through back to the recent goal scorer in Balogun. Pass was a little late, and it ultimately is a foul whistled against Tim Weah. Senegal fans in attendance here in Charlotte pleading that Balogun in an offside position. But officials do not concur, and it is the 3rd goal of the day. It took 7 minutes for the U.S. to find the back of the net in the opening 45, even earlier in this second half. Just 4 ticks of the clock deep into half number 2. Back high up the pitch again. This played up ahead into the path of Christian Roldan. Roldan included in this World Cup roster, part of the Seattle Sounders organization in Major League Soccer, a player that Mauricio Pochettino has at times described as the perfect player for this United States men's national team. Some issues here. Brady having to come out, gets caught in no man's land. The net is empty toward goal, and it rolls across the line. Senegal get their goal back, and they cut into the deficit 3-2. The U.S., they were trying to reset things by building out from the back. Pressuring there was Nicholas Jackson, able to force the issue. Ultimately, Sadio Mane appearing to just tap that across the finish line. Chris Brady misreading it. Robinson tried to come over to clean things up, just not in time. Getting tangled up with Sadio Mane. Mistakes from the United States, keeping Senegal in this contest. By no means has it been a perfect day for this Senegal attack, but when they have needed to convert, they have found goal and found options, and now here's Jackson with an abundance of options. Couldn't pull the trigger on that pass soon enough. Thumped clear by the United States, and that is where Sarr, the Chelsea center back, recently recalled from his loan to Strasbourg, picks up the pieces for Senegal. They've had an answer to this juncture for what the United States have thrown at them at times. Now leaking in behind, no defender to be found around, and that space for Balogun quickly closing off. Scally turns this one forward, played back in the vicinity of Balogun. Can't run that down before it finds the end line, and ultimately a sigh of relief. Papetiao can breathe for Senegal. The United States have been bearing down on them for large stretches of this contest, but Senegal, when they faced a 2-0 deficit, they found a goal to give them life going into the half, promptly giving one up in the second half, and yet again answering. Senegal looking for that switching ball out wide, and they do find it on that far flank. Lay off underneath, trying to find Diarra. Was a step late to it, knocked out of play by the United States. And Christian Roldan, it will be a throw. Mane trying to turn, Berhalter tripping him up. It'll be a whistle and a free kick awarded. Sadio Mane officially credited with that second goal for Senegal. Turning this one forward into traffic, right in the middle of the park. It's Njai. negotiating around pressure. Almost winning that back after giving it up. Now Senegal do win it back. Looks forward, a collision. There's Mane. On the turn, the layoff, trying to pick out that far corner. And ultimately will roll wide. Well, Sadio Mane and Senegal, 2 goals, 11 minutes of game clock apart. Headed down by McKinney over to Weah. Sturdy tackle that is. Going to ground at the right moment, Weston McKinney. But to dispossess Senegal and disrupt their build. A pair of changes prepping to come on for Pape Thiaw and Senegal. Sane Diao, who made his Senegalese national team debut back in 2025. He will trot onto the pitch for the first time. And joining him, Sharif Njai. That sign says it all in Charlotte. They're loving the output they see from Sadio Mane, who gets a much-deserved standing ovation. Officially credited with the second goal for Senegal in the 55th minute. It was the United States in minute 7 going up a goal. They would add to their tally in the 20th, goals in the 44th and 55th for Senegal. On the move is the U.S. Weah over to Balogun, still cutting around, and it's in front. Charging in is Nick Walsh, sounding the whistle. And the boos will pour in Charlotte. Goal erased for the United States by the whistle from our center referee. Balogun trying to drive an opening for the U.S. It was left right in front of goal, but a foul going against for Laurent Balogun. Some smiles and laughs being had by the two managers. And what has been a thrilling back and forth affair. Glancing header along at the restart for Senegal. They find themselves level with the United States. Weah will roll it ahead. Give and go back wide. Weah charging onto it, tries to cut it in front, and there it is. At long last, Folarin Balogun has his goal. Twice denied by whistles, would not be denied a third time. And the United States go in front once more, 3-2. It's good work on the outside channel for the United States. McKinney connecting with Tim Weah. And that is just such a dangerous ball. Defender got a piece of it, and Mamadou Mbao, not enough to deflect it out of the path of Folarin Balogun, slotting it past Maury Diaw. Berhalter now roaming. McKinney will play it in behind. Balogun wanting a second, and instead goes high. The United States are starting to find dangerous combinations when getting in toward this final third. McKinney, his hold-up play has been excellent since coming on in the second half, allowing runners to get into advanced positions. Senegal will have a throw. Folarin Balogun playing at AS Monaco for club and shining for country here on this Sunday afternoon in Charlotte. Monaco's top scorer during the 2025-2026 season. 21 career goals in 72 appearances professionally for the native of New York. Nick Walsh will reach into his pocket. This will be a card handed out to Malik Tillman. First yellow this contest has seen. So we're looking for the switch back to the near side, and Mamadou Sarr, pass not on line. Aaron on that give back, and it results in a change of possession and a throw into the United States. There is Joe Scally, Borussia Mönchengladbach wingback. Crossed in, Sarr has to head this one down, away from danger, and it results in a United States corner. Trusty getting tangled up with Habib Diarra, exchanging some brief words as Walsh charges in to separate them. This will be Malik Tillman, Bayer Leverkusen midfielder. They go short once more. They like those short options on their set pieces. Out-swinging ball, falling right in front. It's rolled on, whipping it wide and out of play. Nick Walsh will usher both sides to their respective touchlines. Another hydration break in Charlotte, North Carolina. A second half that, in terms of possession, has been controlled by Senegal. 65% share of the ball in these final 45 minutes. But the United States, they've made the most of their opportunities, able to grab a hold of the lead courtesy of Folarin Balogun. Not long after Sadio Mane pulled Senegal back level. A triple change set to come on for Senegal here in this second half, trailing by a goal. Moussa Niakate, he will come on and he will be joined by Pape Matar Sarr for Senegal. Bamba Dieng also coming on as part of those trifecta of changes for Senegal, who at one point in this second half had it level 2 apiece. But it was Folarin Balogun able to find the back of the net in the 63rd minute, and that is where we stand. Whale will run onto it. The U.S. will try their hand from the other channel. And dispossessed the United States are. Mbaye just trying to fight for space. It's coming a premium in this second half. The changes Mauricio Pochettino making at the intermission break, really powering the United States ahead. And it's been this front four right now in this pressing shape of the U.S. and Pochettino, who have done the most damage. They've consistently pinned Senegal back. Despite the Teranga Lions having over 60% possession, almost 70 in half number 2. Since that goal from Sadio Mane before he came off for this contest, there just hasn't been a lot of room to work. Trying to remedy that, Senegal are. Diarra the layoff. Another Diao, and it finds the end line. Tio earning promotion to full-time senior team manager back in December of 2024 on the 2022 African Nations Cup with the Senegalese A side as they swing this back stick. First contact made by the United States to head it away. Matarsar. There's Diouf. He'll go back forward with it to Diatta. Diatta donning the captain's armband after Sadio Mane exiting earlier in this half. This time Senegal, they try the central channel. Back wide they go. To soften up this block of the United States. Diatta. Cross whipped in, takes an awkward deflection. And not clear. This from distance goes whipping high over Chris Brady's hands. There have been some moments in this second half where the U.S. have struggled to clear those lines. But to come away unharmed after that give back in the defensive half moments ago, and it does work itself out of play for a throw to the U.S. Approaching the final 15 minutes of the contest. It was 2 goals in the first half. They found the goal that they needed in this second half to pull back ahead. McKinney combining, now turned wide, stopped. The rebound coughed back up in front. It's McKinney, goes off the post. The rebound in front again, and it's parried away, out of play. A flurry of opportunities for the U.S. to find a fourth. Right now, the United States, when getting into this final third, they are just dicing this defense apart. That goes looping over the crossbar and out. Off the effort from Sebastian Berhalter. Valerian Balogun has been an absolute difference maker in half number 2. And a goal earlier in this half. In the 63rd minute to put the United States ahead. Denied by the post minutes ago. Stopped initially on the effort from Mori Diao. Berhalter, he will come off. His afternoon is done. Alex Zendejas will come on as the changes continue to roll here in Charlotte for both Senegal and the United States. McKinney going up for that ball, ends up crashing into Niakate. Moussa Niakate, the center back out of Olympique Lyonnais, second most expensive player in club history. He has been a mainstay for Lyon, 85 appearances in his career since first joining in 2024. Also been a mainstay for this Senegalese national team as Zendejas muscled down. It will be a whistle. Crafty slip through from Zendejas, finding McKinney. Was trying to give it back to him. Telegraphed on that pass, and Senegal able to jump in front of it McKinney, though, going to ground right at the right time. He has had a handful of well-timed challenges in the second half. Now driving forward into space, Asane Diao lost the handle on it. Scally trying to go wide, looking for Tim Weah, and instead finding the touchline. Nick Walsh will motion for a stoppage. Austin Trusty still down. Was trying to head that ball away from goal. An awkward collision sent him down for a moment as Walsh will go check on Austin Trusty. Mauricio Pochettino, Weston McKennie talking tactics over on the United States touchline before play resumes. McKennie made his debut back in 2017 for the United States men's national team. Since then, he has gone on to make 65 appearances for the U.S. Bagged 12 goals in his international career. Diao turns and rolls it forward into space. Senegal trying to find the equalizer. Effort is deflected. Here's Diata, tries his hand from distance. And that will go sailing wide and into the stands. The United States have done well for themselves throughout this contest of congesting passing and shooting lanes. Blocked a handful of shots the U.S. have. Trying to frustrate this Senegal side as Chris Brady will put it back into play for the U.S. Into the final 10 minutes of this friendly between Senegal and the U.S. Second to last opportunity to tweak and tune things up in advance of the 2026 World Cup. Just saw Mauricio Pochettino on those American touchlines for the United States, trying to lead them back into the knockout stage of the World Cup. They reached the round of 16 last time in the FIFA World Cup back in 2022. And Pochettino, he has said multiple times over the last few months that he wants a roster that has hunger, it has ambition. He said at one point, on my team, I want wolves. And if you're looking for that sort of ambition and hunger, Pochettino has to love the hunger he's seen from what the U.S. have brought to this second half, specifically the play of Valérien Balogun. Came in for Ricardo Pepi, who in his own right had a very productive opening 45 minutes for the U.S. Oh, here's a poor giveaway. Jumping on it, it's Zendejas. Zendejas! Blocked out of play, and it'll be a corner. Mamadou Mbao getting all the way back after coughing this ball up. It was Zendejas in. That's well defended there. Despite the corner conceded by Mbao, able to force Zendejas back out wide and ultimately block the shot out of play. Arfston will sidestep one and thread it back over to Zendejas. Lumped in behind, Tillman Steps over one. Still Tillman now. Squares this out in front, and Weah will fire it into the supporters section. Trying to lay out for that one was Diatta. Malik Tillman having none of it. Able to center that ball back top of the 18, but fiddled over the bar and out of play. Pressure building here. The United States, they have hounded Senegal in this end of things when the Teranga Lions try to build out from the back. There is a whistle, and quickly play back underway. The out of possession shape for the United States, so crucial, oftentimes appearing as a 4-2-3-1, really allowing them to stay compact, not just keep those lines tight, but also in that pressing shape, really engage that press and pin teams back. They've had a lot of success doing that against Senegal so far this afternoon here in Charlotte. A cacophony of USA chants ringing out in Bank of America Stadium. So 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go here in this international friendly between Senegal and the United States, but plenty to like if you're a fan of the United States. Their actions in and around the final third have been very crisp. That one thumped forward, trying to find Balogun in behind. Sane Diao, Como FC winger, roaming around centrally before giving it up. The United States, they will start Group D play in the World Cup. Against Paraguay, they get Australia and then Turkey to close things out. This cross flashed in front, falling through, and that is where Weah will pick things up for the United States. Of those three group stage matches, the United States in recent form do boast wins against their first and second opponents in Group D play. A win against Australia, now 6 competitions ago for the United States. They followed that win against Australia up with a win against Paraguay. Into the path of Diouf. Diouf playing this toward the penalty spot, worked out wide. Trying to find Bamba Dieng, and the pass behind him. Aside from the goal given up late in the first half by the United States, it has been a real solid defensive performance. The second goal for the U.S., or rather for Senegal, more of a product of mistakes for the United States. In the vicinity was Weah, lost his footing. Now the play it goes as Christian Pulisic looking on. Christian Pulisic, you just saw him on the bench for the United States. Assisted on the opener, had a goal of his own in the 20th minute. 85th career international cap with his appearance today as the advantage played, tying him with Frankie Hayduk and Bruce Murray for 22nd most in United States men's national team history. Meanwhile, it is the Lions of Teranga on the move. Senegal asking some late questions here. Diouf, back over to Matar Sarr. It was the third appearance in the last 11 matches for Pape Matar Sarr. And across all competitions. Cup of Nations fixtures and international friendlies. We get another whistle, another collision here will send, that time, Joe Scally down. Pape watching on for Senegal as another whistle will come in from Nick Walsh. This Teranga Lions putting themselves into an early hole, 2-0 inside 20 minutes into this contest. Did so well for themselves to battle back. A brace for Sadio Mane. But a goal given up to Folarin Balogun across the hour mark elapsed here in Charlotte. And that lead to this juncture has stood up for the United States. Inching closer to the 90th minute. Word coming in from the fourth official. 4 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of this competition. Both McKinney and Balogun jockeying for space. They run out of room on that near touchline, and it will be a throw in for Senegal. Matar Sarr committing the foul, and the U.S. will have a late free kick who look to salt away these final 3 minutes of this fixture and keep their recent run of form against teams from Africa intact. They'd won 6 straight against teams from Africa coming into this. Zendejas, back post ball, and there is Mori Diaw to snatch it out of midair. Have to go all the way back to 2006, the last time the United States lost a home contest across all competitions against Africa teams, that being May 2006 to Morocco. One back by Zendejas, able to peel that away from Senegal, and Pape Matar Sarr will put a right foot into this one to turn it upfield. But Jang can't run it down, and it will be a throw for the United States. The Senegalese side, they had come into today well informed, just 1 loss in their prior 5 across all competitions. There's a Sane Diao trying to turn away from the United States defenders. Shoveled back over, has some support and Mbao. Lofted, back stick, right in front, put back into play by Diata. Still not clear, and finally the U.S. will clear those lines. The only blemish during the recent 5 for Senegal. A loss against Morocco in the Cup of Nations final back in January. What was originally a 1-0 win after extra time, the CAF board overturning it. A 3-0 forfeit win in favor of Morocco. But it was a Senegalese side that was well in form entering Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a whistle for a stoppage. Just about 60 seconds away from the full-time whistle, and should this result stand, it would be a good feather in the cap of the United States in advance of the World Cup. And there is the whistle. Full-time has been reached in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the United States fighting off a furious comeback from Senegal. They get a late goal to win it from that man, Folarin Balogun, in the 63rd minute.